Oh, hello there, my dears. Gather round, won't you? I've a delightful tale to share about a clever little crow. Are you ready for an adventure? In a land not so far from here, where the sun beat down mercilessly, there lived a small black crow. He was a curious little fellow, always up for an adventure, with feathers as shiny as polished onyx. The land was so dry, even the cacti looked thirsty. One particularly hot day, our feathered friend had been flying for hours, his little wings working tirelessly against the hot, dry air. Oh, how he longed for a cool breeze. The poor thing's throat was as dry as the cracked earth below, and his usually cheerful caw had turned into a raspy whisper.
Water. I must find water, or I'll surely turn into a feather duster. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a tiny raindrop.
Just then, as if by magic, he spotted a pitcher in a garden below. Oh, how it gleamed in the sunlight. With hope in his heart and a twinkle in his eye, he swooped down to investigate, his little heart pounding with excitement. Could this be the answer to his prayers? But oh dear, what a predicament. The water was too low in the pitcher for his beak to reach. How frustrating. Our poor crow friend was so close, yet so far from quenching his thirst. He tried tipping the pitcher, but it was far too heavy for his little body. It didn't budge an inch. He attempted to break it with his beak, but the pitcher was much too strong. Oh my, he nearly chipped his beak. Our crow friend even tried sweet-talking the pitcher. "Oh, come on, you big lug," he pleaded. "Just a little tilt." But the pitcher remained stubbornly upright, almost seeming to smirk at the crow's attempts. Our clever crow wasn't one to give up easily. He tried every trick he could think of, no matter how silly. But alas, the water remained just out of reach, taunting him with its cool shimmer. Just as he was about to give up, a brilliant idea struck him like a bolt of lightning. You could almost see the gears turning in his clever little head. What could our feathered friend be thinking?
Pebbles. I'll use pebbles to raise the water. Oh, aren't I a clever bird? Who says crows can't solve problems? I'll show that pitcher who's boss.
With renewed energy, he began hopping around the garden, picking up small stones in his beak. One by one, he began dropping the pebbles into the pitcher. Plop, plop, plop. The water slowly began to rise. With each stone, hope bubbled up in his little crow heart. Just a few more, he thought. Don't give up now. The sun continued its journey across the sky, but our determined crow didn't stop for a moment. Larger stones for big splashes, smaller ones for precision. He used them all in his quest for a drink. The pitcher, impressed by the crow's persistence, seemed to be cheering him on, its sides gleaming encouragingly. Even the garden creatures gathered around, amazed by our clever crow's ingenuity. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the water rose high enough for him to reach. Success was within his grasp. With great joy, he dipped his beak into the cool water and took a long, refreshing drink. Oh, how sweet it tasted. It was the most delicious water he had ever had. He drank and drank until his thirst was quenched, feeling the cool water revitalize his tired body. Refreshed and proud of his accomplishment, our clever crow puffed out his chest and let out a triumphant caw. The garden seemed to celebrate with him, flowers nodding in approval and leaves rustling in applause. And so, my dears, our clever crow flew off into the sunset, no longer thirsty, but certainly much wiser. He had learned that with patience, perseverance, and a little creativity, even the biggest problems can be solved. As he soared through the sky, he knew that no challenge was too great for his clever mind. Remember, little ones, where there's a will, there's always a way. And sometimes, the solution is right under your beak. This clever crow teaches us that no matter how small we are, we can overcome big challenges with a bit of thinking. What do you think you could solve with your clever minds? That's right, my dears. You're all as clever as our crow friend. Whether it's helping a friend or solving a tricky puzzle, remember to think creatively. Now, off you go on your own adventures. Who knows what clever solutions you might come up with. Cheerio, my dears.